Once it's live, I'll take a minute and share the
It's live on Facebook.
yeah. It's live on Facebook?
Yeah, that's what it says on my screen.
Okay, cool. So, and we will now, I'm gonna go ahead and share it on our pages and then we'll be good to go. Once it's live, I'll take a minute and share the
You hear yourself?
I was like, wait. I forget that it does that. Live, I'll take a minute and
Once it's alive.
I actually tend to try and not listen to myself on a recording, so I was like, wait.
I know, yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and tag a couple people and we'll be straight. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Greetings, everyone. Good evening, Natural We community. I hope you all are well. We are in for a great treat with our community hour of power. I'm so excited. I will introduce our guest in a moment. But first, we're going to start off with a brief affirmation, breathing meditation exercise. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable in your seat, and you can close your eyes and just get in a comfortable position and just start to breathe. I want to start with a breath out and a deep breath in. Then you want to take another breath out and another breath in. Close your eyes and just keep breathing. Relax your shoulders. Let your breath go in and out of your body as you center in this moment, this time. And as we do that, I'm going to share a brief affirmation. As you can continue, just have deep breaths out and deep breaths in. And as I get ready to share, just imagine any concern, worries, doubts, fears are leaving your body. And as you breathe in, everything that's good, all of the affirmations that will be recited are breathing in. I affirm greatness. I affirm greatness in me. I affirm love. I affirm love in me. I affirm peace. I affirm peace in me. I affirm joy. I affirm joy in me. I affirm wealth. I affirm wealth in me. I affirm life. I affirm life in me. I affirm freedom. I affirm freedom in me. I affirm God. I affirm God in me. I affirm spirit. I affirm spirit in me. I affirm, I affirm, I affirm, I affirm me. And just kind of sit with that for a minute, just thinking about what you affirm within yourself, what you encourage within yourself, all of the good that you speak over your life. I am peace, I am joy, I am love. God loves me. I stand on the shoulders of great, powerful ancestors. Whatever it is that you need to calm your heart, mind, and soul, and be able to go through another day, and knowing that you're not only surviving, but you are living and thriving. And as you begin to come back to this moment, you can open your eyes and just take one more deep breath out and one final deep breath in. Come back. So thank you for joining our brief mindfulness breathing exercise. We had some African meditation drums music playing in the background. I hope that just allowed you to center yourself for one brief moment as we get ready for our community hour of power. And before we introduce our guest, I first would like to say thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who continues to support the Natural Weed community feeding in conjunction with Project Feed the One and New Providence Baptist Church. 2 weeks out of the month, it is just a great time. It's wonderful to see all of us come together and serve our community with 20-pound boxes of food and a meal and just see the smiling faces. Yes, we are physically distancing and being mindful of the COVID guidelines so that we are all safe, but it's great to just be out and see people and be of service and see the gratefulness. We shared yesterday that one of the highlights this past Saturday was seeing a couple of the younger kids helping. They're carrying their boxes, and one of them was like, "Look, Miss T, I got 2 boxes." I was like, "There it is." It's just a great, wonderful time, and we appreciate it. Some other things that Natural Weed is doing right now is we have our tutoring program, which I will talk about towards the end of our hour. But for right now, we are just going to jump in with our guest. Our guest for this week's community hour is Bose Robinson. We are so excited. Hello, Bose. Bose is a digital media marketer. And not only is she a digital media marketer, but she is actually Natural Weed's social media marketer. So we're very, very excited. Bose doesn't know this, but every single time people ask about our Instagram and Facebook, and they're like, "Your guys' social media is great." I'm like, "Yeah, that's our social media marketer." And I tell them, like, sometimes I can't wait. I like get excited when my personal Instagram gives me a notification that Natural Weed has posted a status. I'm like, "Oh, we posted."
Aww, that's so sweet.
But we'll talk about that more later. I know it's going to come up, but for right now, Bose, if you could just introduce yourself in your own way, that would be great.
Okay, hi everyone. My name's Bose Robinson. I'm a digital marketing manager. So, what that entails is like social media managing, video editing, website design, basically like kind of all the skills businesses need to have a increase or start building a digital presence, which is like super important because like COVID and a lot of things were not open physically in person for a while, and then things are still kind of like there's still strict guidelines. So that's basically what I do. And then I'm Natural Weed's social media manager, and I prefer and love working with Black owned businesses. I love working with my people and helping my people.
That's great, and we are grateful that you love working with our people. So how did you get into digital media?
Yeah, so it was like actually something my mom recommended because like I'm trying to be better now, but I used to always be on my phone. And so she's like, that's going to be a job one day. Like people are going to need you to post on Instagram for their business. And so kind of when I was like in high school, she put that idea in my head. And then when I got to college, I actually got the opportunity to intern for a digital marketing company for like a year in San Diego. And that was like awesome because like I learned how to do like everything. Like they were just like this client needs a blog written, this client needs social media managing, this client needs a website. Like I learned how to do everything, and that's like the beautiful thing about being an intern is because they give you all the like last minute work that no one wants to do, but then you build really good skills. So that's basically how I got my start, and then I just have been, I don't know, doing it ever since. So yeah.
Well, we're grateful for your mom for encouraging you to do that.
Yeah. I know she was so like spot on, because who would have known that we would be in a pandemic where it's like hard to go to a brick and mortar store, where like so many in person, sadly so many stores are like closing. So it's like digital media is like everything right now.
That's good. So, what is your favorite aspect of digital media marketing?
I like social media, but I really like conceptualizing like media plans and like helping people like they're like, oh, I have this business, like how do I make it marketable? I like doing that. So I like kind of being the like they call it like consulting, but then I also like social media managing. And then yeah, that's those are my two favorites. And then yeah.
What is it about the planning that you enjoy?
Yeah, so like the planning, because you see like what the business needs to be successful, more successful. And so like, everybody has, so many businesses are happening right now. People are starting their own business, which is amazing, but it's like hard to see where you fit in, and like because the will is already written for like a lot of businesses and stuff. Like if you want to be a chef, and you're like a vegan chef, you can look at Tabitha Brown and see how she kind of got her start and got famous, and you can copy that, but you also need to be authentic to yourself. And so it's kind of like finding that balancing act. And like I love working especially with like black owned businesses, because it's always a great story. And it's like even like y'all, like how you guys do tutoring, and like many Mondays, that's like a many Mondays, that's like amazing, like we need black financial literacy classes. We need, we all need to learn how to be better, or future homeowners. Kids definitely need tutors right now, because, like everything that, it's hard being a teacher right now. So I like that, because, you get to see, what they can, what has already been done, and then where they fit in and what's their lane.
Hmm. That's great, and thank you for just acknowledging what we're doing. We have you to thank for that in terms of um, so for those who are watching, social media management in terms of businesses and nonprofits and consulting and things like that actually take quite a bit of time. Sometimes when we're just on our personal Facebook, you're just kind of like, okay, I post and that's it. But when you start thinking about algorithms and what time to post and how to make sure it's not too many characters or lines and things like that, it can actually become a little bit overwhelming. And so for Natural We, with the associate director Tim and myself and the council of elders, we're busy. We're doing a lot of things. Not that naturally it's not a priority, it is, but when it comes to then going into the social media aspect of it, before Bose, we were like, oh, who posted on social media today? We were like, wait, how many days do we need to do an ad or different things? And we saw an improvement with Natural We's engagement within 2 weeks. And it wasn't even with a paid ad. I remember one day I was talking to Tim and I was like, hey, Did you see that like 100 people saw our post within like 3 hours? Has that happened without an ad? He's like, no, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. And so we're like, Bose is great. So social media management and marketing is actually, very important in this age. One of our council of elders is actually online now, and she said, I love what you are doing for Natural We. Yes,
Oh,
please
thank
know
you.
we
That
love
means
what you're
so
doing.
much. That means so much. That means so much. Thank you. I love working with y'all. I love working with you, TJ. It's like it's not a job. It's not anything. It's like it's I love y'all.
Oh, we love you too. And we're gonna find out this Robinson connection. I'm just letting you.
Right. I know. Right. I know you're Robinson
Mhm.
too.
We're gonna
That's
work
funny.
it out.
Yeah.
So you've said it a couple times, and
Mm.
I've hinted at it in terms of why is it important, especially to be a Black digital media manager.
Yeah, because like with media in general, it's whitewashed, and so you know
Mm-hmm.
you always get that one lens, of like white beauty, white achievements. Like some I try to post like Black history or Black achievements or just like Black beauty on Natural We because that's something that you can never have too much of. And me as a Black woman, I know what I would want to see when if I was, following Natural We or like what the audience kind of wants to see. And so, I mean, if I, it's hard to make up a lens, you don't have that if, you're a white person, you don't have the lens or the social experiences of being a Black person and, what y'all's mission is and what you guys try to do with the tutoring and all that stuff. Like, it can be lost in the mix if I was a white person, basically, because they don't know. Maybe they do know, but it's important for us to be working with us and working for us and beside us because we are like all we got.
All right, so you're really drawing upon this notion of cooperative economics, of Ubuntu, I am, therefore we are, therefore I am. And speaking, so there is the representation aspect of it, right?
Mhm.
How we are able to represent ourselves, even in a space that has not always represented us. And when we have been represented, there are negative stereotypes or
Yeah,
the positive gets pushed back and so on and so forth.
yeah,
And then there's also that other lens in terms of, okay, yes, Naturally is a Black organization. We're African centered, so on and so forth. And it could very well easily have been, let's hire somebody. But then some of the content might not be as uh, in line with our mission goal
yeah,
and our
yeah.
so, Bose and I have a lot of conversations in terms of balance. And so, for example, if there is one day she might post a Black woman from or an African woman from wherever, and the text exchange conversation might be, "That was great. We love the woman looking engagement. When's the Black man going to be shown?" Or
Yeah.
make sure or the hashtags are balanced and show so on and so forth, and how important that is. And so as being a member of the community, you get it, right, and not only do you get it, but there's a level of commitment with it. Tim just commented, he said, we appreciate all that you do for Natural Rebo say. um,
Aww, y'all are so sweet. Jeez.
So those sorts of things. And then not only that, we're naturally just grateful that we are in a position where we were able to hire you. And so in terms of cooperative economics, it's important to pour into our community and pour into one another. And
Right.
it's not just and circulating our Black dollars and going. So there's a lot that is interconnected and layered into it. I don't know if you wanted to comment on that again at all.
No, like I totally 100% agree. Like, um, identity, like more than ever, is really important, and it's something you can't hide from. You know, you can't fake an experience you've never had. I know why it's important to post um, Black men therapy resources, because Black men need therapy resources. We, like, you know, that we need that type of stuff. And like you said, like sometimes, I don't know if you follow like pages like the Shade Room or something like that, and they always just put like, it's a Black centered Instagram page, but it's like fighting, arguing, throwing beer glasses, wine bottles at each other, who broke up with you. And that's good for entertainment, you know, but we are so much more than that. We like you, how you said ancestors, like we have, our ancestors are so powerful, and like it's just a shame, and it would be like kind of hard for someone of a different identity to understand why it's so important to showcase Black people, Africans, all of the diaspora in a certain light.
Hmm. And I like the way you phrase that in regards to bringing up the shade room. You know, not to dog out the shade room or things.
Right.
They have a different platform, and that is their
Entertainment.
in there. And let's be honest. You know, sometimes even I'm like, what happened over there? You know,
No,
um,
I'm tuned in. I'm tuned in.
yeah, I think you might be tuned in a little bit more than me, so I might have to ask you a couple questions.
Girl.
But going from there, you have a question. It says, "How has this pandemic affected what you do and your approach to marketing?"
Yeah, so the pandemic actually has been it's been like a roller coaster, but for the most part, digital media, it like skyrocketed everything. Like people who like are like, you know, brick and mortar stores sadly had to close down for 4 or 5 months, so they need a website designer. And then like you were mentioning earlier, it's actually like kind of hard. Like people like, oh, Instagram or oh, Facebook, but it's hard because it's not hard, but you know it's a skill, because like the algorithm changes every day, and you have to kind of think in the mind of your audience. It's like marketing, you know, it's like any other like position, and the learning never ends. There's always a new like, Instagram always has a new feature, and you know you want to like, or there's always something that like you just have to stay on top of like what's going on. Like if there's a new event in the news, you have to be aware of it, because you know you kind of want to talk about it and just stuff like that. So I think that people saw how important it is, and that, oh, it's not just like, oh, Instagram, or I'll do that when I have time. Like you have to kind of be consistent with it, and you have to be like on top of it. So I think it has helped a lot, because sadly a lot of brick and mortar stores had to close down. And what was the second part?
Uh, has it changed your approach to marketing?
Yeah, because I personally like don't want to post any more bad news, or I don't want to post any bad news. I don't want to post any negativity, because already the climate of the world and the climate in America, you know, it's kind of negative with the pandemic, and then you know all the things that are going on within our community. It's like, you know, it can be already overwhelming, and then just like, you know, the natural disasters. But I try to just post positive stuff, like stuff that I think will help, like therapy, and like, oh, this place is hiring, because I know it's a lot of people have lost their jobs,
Mm.
and that stimulus check didn't do. I'm joking, but yeah. So I try to post things that I know will help, and not bring people down, because you know we're already in a pandemic.
Right, right. And and you know that you're bringing up. Yes, we do need to talk about these issues. We do need to talk about these things that are going on. But you also bring up a good point in terms of now how is it talked about? Now how is it approached?
Mhm.
Yes, we acknowledge it, and we are honest with how it affects us on an individual and communal level, but then pushing beyond that, okay, now what can we do? How can we empower? How can we uplift, and not
Yeah.
just stay in a melancholy or sad apathetic state? And so it's really nice to see how you navigate that. It's really nice how you see that. Are you accepting new clients right now?
Yes, always.
Always. So if okay, so if you have a new client, what is some information that they would need to present to you right away? So in terms of you figuring out what your price might be, or what your best skill is to help them, so on and so forth. Like, what is the, if you are seeking a digital marketer, this is what we need to know.
Yeah, so that's actually a really good question because it actually takes some, not work, but it takes some, you have to know what you want, you know? So I think it's just knowing what you want. Do you want website design? Do you want social media marketing? Or like, what do you think you're lacking? What are your ethos? You're smiling. Why are you smiling?
Because this is great. This is great.
No, like what are your beliefs, what are your goals, who's your main audience, why do you feel like you need a digital mark, like basically what I like to do is just talk on the phone and
Okay.
ask questions and just be like, okay, so how can I help you, what do you feel like you're lacking in, like just get to know that part because it's important for the person who's seeking out help to know what they feel like is lacking or isn't lacking because you know, if you want to have 1,000 million followers and I'm posting just for you to build engagement but not followers,
Mm,
then there's a, you know, miscommunication. So I think that's really important.
that's an
But
important point. Mhm.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, keep going.
I don't know what else to say.
No, because you're saying that. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They just kind of have to know what they want. And sometimes, if you don't know what you want, that's okay. But we have to discuss what you want and and I take a look at your profiles, what you already have going on, and I like make an assessment.
so how long does a typical, let's say, consultation phone call take to gather all of this information?
I would say like 30 minutes. It depends. I'm a talker, so we can do an hour. I don't mind. I like the more I know, the better, you know? And the learning never stops. Like, you could text me and, like, we've been working together for 4 months and be like, hey, so, because, you know, some of the industries that I might market for, I personally haven't been in. So I personally have never been a teacher. So if I miss something or if there's a piece of information you think that I should know, like always feel free to text me or however you feel to communicate. Or I'm 22 years old, so I'm speaking or coming from the lens of a 22-year-old person, so I can try. You're like laughing.
I'm not laughing. I promise I'm gonna explain in a minute, but I promise you I'm not laughing at you.
I know you're
Keep
not
talking.
laughing. I know. You're just smiling. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I can only do what I can do. So I'm never the type of person to be like, "Oh my god, you just taught me something new. I hate you." Like I love to know more.
Mhm.
Like even when we were talking about the Juneteenth, and there's so many different stories and ways that Juneteenth has been told, and I so happen to know the false one. And TJ told me the actual story, and I was so grateful because, you know, I need to know that stuff. So I'm always like, it's always a like good open communication, I think, is important too, even past the consultation.
That's good. So I am smiling because, as you know, I just said over the air that Tim and I mention you often.
Aww.
Always bring you up to the board as well. But so uh, oftentimes Tim and I feel also talk when we talk about you, we're like, we're so proud of Bose. Like we have in some ways we feel like you are like our little sister, little cousin.
Aww.
Uh,
I know
so
you guys are like my family.
and we really care about you.
Yeah.
We really, really care about you. So as I am listening to you, and as we are going through this hour of power, I'm smiling because I'm like, oh, she's doing so good. Or I'm like, oh, look at
Aww.
me, I'm loving it. Like, and I can't
Yeah.
wait. And of course I have more thoughts, but I'm going to share them off air. But but that's what you're really seeing me proud. You see me proud. And as you know, during the Community Hour of Powers, Tim and I, as executive director and associate director, we're in communication a lot. And so, I when I told him that you were the guest for Community Hour of Power, he was excited. He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, let's go." He's like, "Let's get say some more clients." So we're so
So
that's what you're seeing. And
sweet.
not only are you seeing
Y'all
that,
are so sweet.
right? But not only are you seeing that, and I'm gonna put you out there just a little bit, but you'll understand why. You just said that you're 22. And I feel like I can share what I'm about to share because you've put it on social media as well, and we have a report. You get with me? So you're 22, and you are a 22-year-old who has also been trying to help find other people housing. You've just posted on your social media, like, how can I get two little girls housing? Um, and you let them stay with you. And as in the midst of a pandemic, and then you had to evacuate. You literally just got done telling me that the fire was on your block. Um,
Mhm.
and you for sure cannot get to your home until October 15th at the very least. So that's not even the maximum. You're out of your home for at least 30 more days. But yet, in the midst of all of this, you have been faithfully posting on Natural We's Instagram and Facebook. You have faithfully been in communication with me. Hey TJ, this is what I'm thinking about posting, or hey T, like at whenever you need, as you have literally been displaced from your home at 22. And so you're seeing me smile because I am as also looking at the tenacity and perseverance that you have and that you are displaying, and that you just traveled all day today and still made sure that you could have easily texted me and said, hey TJ, I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired, there's a lot going on, can I please reschedule? And yet you still made sure that you were on this Community Hour of Power. So you see me smiling because I'm thinking of all of this, and I'm thinking about this. And not only that, but I can see how dedicated you are, not only to Natural We, but to your people, because you have still been making people aware of job opportunities, even beyond Natural We's page. And I think that that is very important to highlight, not only just with you, but when we think about the people who are on the Community Hour of Power, this is literally what our people do day in and day out. And you are another example of that. And not only are you another example of that, but you're embodying and you are personifying what it means to be community. So that is why you see me looking the way that I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're right. That's sweet. It's, I mean, you know how it is, you just can't stop. You can't let anything stop you. And like, also, I'm a strong believer of like, cause like, I feel like there's been times where I wish I had more support. And so if I ever see someone like homeless especially to 6 and 8-year-old girls, I'm gonna do whatever I can, even if it inconveniences me, or even if, it's another thing. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help them because it's like, why wouldn't I? I don't know. I just have like a heart. So, I mean, yeah, I think that's sweet that you said that, but I would hope,
I
people would do
understand.
that.
I'm going to go to the comment section real quick. You actually have a few comments right now. One of
Yeah.
them is I thoroughly believe that because of the pandemic, more people are taking to the internet even more, which seems like it's the best time to utilize social media marketing. Due to social distancing, this is the best avenue to take because people will tune in as long as you engage them with something interesting. And that's a really great way,
Yeah.
distinct way of saying what we've been talking about. Thank you so much, Ms. Walker. You have a question that says, what industries do you market for?
I market for any industry. Um, I don't have any like limitations. Before I like before I because of my foundation and the internships and the jobs and stuff that I had in San Diego, I can like almost do anything. Like I swear for my internship, I was writing blogs and thorough long social media posts about um, spine, back injuries, um, like all that type of stuff. So it's just about research. I mean, everything's online, and then you know you got to talk to your client. So I don't have any limitations. I actually like going into more different avenues or like subjects because I want to learn more. There's always something there's always something more you can learn, and I mean, especially with like black owned businesses, I just love hearing the stories and the passion and like helping people, you know, walk in their passions and their dreams. So I don't really put like limitations.
That's great. You have another question that says, if young college students wanted to go in this field, where would they start?
Dang. I feel like I'm still a young college student, even though I'm not. But
Yes,
I
at the
would.
same time, in this avenue, you are an established media marketer. So don't think of yourself as a college student now, put yourself in Bose Robinson digital media.
Yeah, put my suit on.
Mhm.
No, okay, I would say get an internship because, and I know that's hard. It's hard to get internships because it can be like, especially now with the digital marketing, I feel like it's really like people are like jumping towards it because it's kind of like a position where you're like, oh, that's easy. Instagram is like easy. So I would say get an internship and like even if you can't do that, like if you like just go to like local businesses or someone that you know and be like, hey, like I see you're trying to start a clothing line. If you need someone to post or you need help with your website, I can do it for free, or I can do it for this amount of, this amount. We can exchange something just so you can get like practice because like there's like so many things that I learned from my internships and like even after my internships, because like when I was in college and when I was living in San Diego, I was the type to have like I did track, I had 2 internships and the job, so like I would just soak in all the information, and even if I hated the company or the people, I'd be like, okay, what can I learn from this? Like I worked for a digital marketing agency, so I got like so much. I swear, like if you can go to a digital marketing agency and just Google it, digital marketing agencies in Los Angeles, email them, reach out to them, call them if you need to, and be like, I want to intern for you because the thing with digital marketing agencies, if they're like kind of like established, or even if they're not established, they need help, you know? They need someone who can just write this blog for this client real quick. They need someone who can post for this client real quick. So, I mean, that's a good avenue. Is like, if you can't find any, just start reaching out to businesses, start reaching out to people on Instagram, and, you know, use your resources, because like the comment said, you know, everyone's on online right now. So I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, that's good. And you know, in addition to that, you know, if it's more than a general question, but you also have a specific student in mind, you know, naturally we would be more than happy to see how we can help that student be able to look for the niche that they're looking for. So we've talked about you as a digital media marketer. For those who are listening, if they are interested in utilizing your services, how would they get in contact with you?
Right now I'm still working on like a website. I'm such a Virgo, so I'm like trying to figure out, like, do I want it to look like this? Do I want the font to be like this? So right now I would just say email me basically. So should I say it right now,
Go
or
ahead, and I'll type it in the comment box.
BoseKaylia@gmail.com, or you can hit up TJ. I just put that on you.
That's fine. That's fine. It's the truth. You can also message Natural Week Community and we will get you in contact with Bose. And Bose is going to have her website done very soon.
Yeah, very
She's
soon.
going to make a decision. So it's going to be done by the end of this month.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to be messaging you about that.
Yeah.
So you can get it done. Don't
I
overthink
know I
the
need to,
decision.
yeah, I know. I need to just do it. I need to
You'll
just
be
do it.
good. So, Bose, this has been great. We are thankful to you. We're going to keep you on for a few more minutes just in case more comments and things are coming in. But this has been a great hour as we transition a little bit. But please, if so, one of the comments actually just came in. Someone said, "LOL, at such a Virgo, I guess we do have trouble with decisions." I'm not going to put all of y'all out there, but I am surrounded by quite a few of y'all. And I'm
Yeah.
going to say that yes, you all do.
Yes. And you know, it's because it's like, to me, so I'm in digital media, so I know how important your website is. Like, it represents you. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that red is just a little bit too red. Maybe I should do a different shade. Like, I just need to do it. And yeah, but like TJ said, it'll be up by the end of this month.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yes, and it's really funny. I'm laughing because I'm Sag, and so I'm thinking back to a couple of our conversations where you've been like, "Well, TJ, what do you think?" And I'm like, "If you don't make a decision, like I said these are our brand colors. Have fun." And you're like, "Well, no."
Yeah,
And so it's
believe
also
me.
funny because Tim is also commenting about this, and so he and I will have conversations, and he'll like, "Okay, well, let me think about it," and I'm like, you have one day to think about it. He's like, well, I might need a couple more. And I'm like, no, you have one day to think about this. Or he'll be like, too fast, too fast, too fast. I'm like, what do you mean too
Yeah,
fast? Make a decision. He's like, well, let's think about it. All right.
I
So
know. We
let's
can think
sit
about
down.
it for days.
Yes.
I need more Sagittariuses in my life to just
Hey,
push me.
I got you.
She
Oh, now
just
that you
pushed
said it,
me.
I got it. Consider yourself pushed.
Just kidding.
I know. I'll see you in our text. No, but it has been very, very fun. Oh yes, oh yes, our Council of Elder. We do have another Virgo in here. She said yes. I forgot.
You know the struggle.
Surrounded.
Yeah, you
Uh,
are.
but it's great. I love y'all. I love us. I love our people. I love what we do. This has been very, very engaging. Thank you for being our guest. The National League community is we got a lot going on, you guys. And it's wonderful because it's a lot, but it's a lot in the sense of it's good work. It's good quality work. We have a great media manager who ensures that our information gets out there in the best light, and we are thankful for it. So, tutoring, our tutoring program is up and running. I do want to just briefly just put that out there. We literally have tutoring Monday through Saturday. It's virtual, so the kids are still safe. Our tutors are very good at gauging attention span and making sure that the knowledge is succinct while still helping our young people, our students, be able to excel in the classroom and develop these skills. So we actually have reading comprehension, and it's reading comprehension from all levels, from the babies to however old you are, even if you are still young at heart. But I'm not going to throw an age out there because I don't want anyone to say, oh, you called me old. No, I didn't. Um,
Right.
but if you're reading at a third grade level and you want to achieve to a fifth, sixth high school level, we got you. If you're having trouble reading journal articles and academic texts, we got you. If you have a little one, 3, 4 years old, want to get them a head start for preschool, we have that. We have storytelling. So on Mondays, we actually do African folktale and African American storytelling, and we actually just read The Man Who Transformed Himself, and it turned into a conversation about Transformers and Black Panthers and listening to our parents and hair popping and everything. We have science, we have resume writing, we have
Everything.
yeah, calculus, everything. Check our page out. Bose has put our schedule and everything on there, so check it out. If
More kids should come to tutoring.
yes, all of
And
that.
many Mondays.
Yes, we thank you. I sure did forget. We have Money Mondays. We have had two great, I know, we had two great sessions. One was with Rochelle and grant writing, and then yesterday we had housing with Dan Howard, which will actually be we will actually re-premiere it tomorrow on our Facebook. And then we have an off week next week. So next week there is no Money Monday and there's no community hour, but then we'll be back strong with Money Mondays and a special panel for Natural Community Hour on the spirituals and music and
Nice.
on September 29th. So please look out for that. But this been great. Our next community feeding is September 26th. So thank you so much for everyone who continues to support. We are very, very grateful. Bose, you've been a great guest.
Aw, thank you.
You will have your website done by the 30th.
Y'all heard it here first. The other Robinson decided.
Yes, and then we will absolutely blast it on our pages as well. And I just hope that everyone who has joined and participated, we thank you for engaging in our conversation in our community hour. We hope that you all have a great week, and remember that we are more than well. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.